So we had seen the statements. I have also given the one of the assignment for that as well. We are left with one thing that I will try to cover in this one itself. I had given in the document itself. There are certain functions in there. There are certain inbuilt methods and functions that I'll be talking about. That if you know that programming with Python becomes a little bit easier with that. Okay, so there's other useful operators and other things, right? So the range function is one of them. The range function that I had already talked about, right? In the for loop. So the same thing is here as well. So let's say if I call the range, let me just create a useful operator and functions, right? So one of them that I talked about is the range itself. So let's say range, and let's say if I pass 10 here, so it will give me a range from 0 to 10 minus 1, that is 9. Either you can use any iterator to see all the values, or you can convert this into some other data type. For example, if I cast it into a list, so you'll be able to see all the numbers in here, right? List or tuple, anything if you cast, right? So you'll be able to see. So it is giving me from number 0 to 9. And let's say if I give a two number, let's say 10 to 30, so it is giving me number from starting from 10. So this becomes the starting and this becomes the ending point. Ending becomes basically n minus 1. So there will be total 20 numbers starting from 10 to 29. And if you count, it will be total 20. Okay. The third thing you can pass as a step size. Let's say if I'm passing the step size of 1, so nothing will be changed into this, right? Because the step of 1 from 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 13, it's a step of 1. But if I make a step of 2, so you see here what happens, it then becomes from 10 to 12, 12 to 14, 14 to 16, 16 to 18, and so. If I have, let's say, step of 3, so this is what I have, 10, 13, 16, 19. So like it is leaving two elements in between, right, from the continuous numbers. So if I have step of 5, so 10, 15, 25, and so on and so forth, right? So that's what it is used. So this is one of the operator. See, you have to understand what can be the use case of this, right? If you are, let's say somebody gives you a problem and you have to know, you have to understand that you know all the things, right? You know for loop, you know if loop, you know sorry, if a statement, you know for loop, you know while loop, you know all the different data types, you know all the different built-in functions. So if somebody gives you the data, you have to understand that how you are going to program it. If somebody gives you a situation, you have to understand what all you are going to use. So this is one of the another arrow in your so basically this is one of the other tool that you know, right? So how you have to use it, it's your when you have to use it, it's your call. Okay. So so this is a generator function actually. So it will list out all the things when you cast it into a list or some other iterable items, right? So this is the range, and the another one is the enumerate. Enumerate is one of the other generator function that will, let's say if you pass any sequence into this, right? For example, string, let's say A, B, C, D. This is a string. I pass it into S and then I store it in here. And I pass S over here. Right. So see, this is also given a generator object, right? This is also giving me a generator object. Since this is also a generator function, this range was also a generator function. This is also a generator function. So if I cast it into some other data type, for example, if I cast it into a list, so see, it is giving me a list of tuples. Where the first number is, basically, you can see it is giving their indices, right? For example, 0. For A, it is giving 0. For B, it is giving 1. For C, it is giving 2. And for D, it is giving 3. Right? So it is mapping with their indices. That's what enumerate does. Or if you see, if you convert them into dictionary, if you cast it into a dictionary data type, so the first one will be the key and the second one will be the value, right? So this is what it is. So 0 is the key and A is the value. 1 is the key and B is the value, so on. So you can simply have, see, now let's say if I store in DS, right? And if you see whether I do S of 0 or I do DS, D of 0, sorry, yeah, DS of 0, I will get the same thing, right? So it's changing the data type without affecting it. So this is where enumerate may come into the play, and it's not only for the strings. Let's say I have a list of, let's say, names. Sorry, L is equals to, or let's say name. Name underscore list is equals to, let's say, Akash, one of the name, Gita, let's say these are the different name list. And if you also pass these name list into this, right? So see what happens. What is this DS represent? So first particular thing has been given to 0, second Ankita is there, and then third Pooja is there. So don't think that ABCD like this it is there. This name is a list, and this whole string will be treated as an individual element for this, right? Doesn't matter, these are also the sequence. It doesn't matter actually in this case. So that's how it does. So if you pass another sequence where, let's say, if you pass this name entirely as a string, so what will happen in this case? It will take this as a sequence, and then it will extract elements like A, K, A, SH, and then it will create the enumerated dictionary with that itself, right? But when I'm passing a list, so this whole thing is being treated as one element. This whole thing is being treated as one element, and that's why it has done like this. Other than this, let's say there is something called zip, right? Zip is one of the thing, other thing. Let's say you have a name list and you also have, let's say, roll numbers. Please repeat line 143. Okay. So we have, 1 second. All right. So here we have DS is equals to a dictionary. Here we are creating a dictionary. See, this is a list, and in this list, how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this whole thing will be treated like this whole string will be treated as individual element, right? Like this, A is being treated as individual element, B is being treated as individual element, C and D, these are entirely being treated as an individual elements, right? But if I talk about this list, so for this list, this will be individual element, this will be individual element, not like A or K and then A like that, like this one we are seeing, right? So there is another layer of, we can say, sequencing, right? That is a list. Okay. So now when I'm creating a dictionary out of it, so that's why Akash is being as a one element, Ankita is being another. This all the other names are being as a different elements in this list. Okay. So this is this dictionary. This is how this enumerate does, right? This is what enumerate does. I saw you here itself. This is the second way of it. The other one is the zip. So let's say, let me just give you an example of this as well as here. Yeah. So these two examples will be remembered. Okay. The next one is zip. Right. Let's say for zip, you have another things. Let's say you don't want this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? You don't want this. If you want something else in this place, right? Because this is being given as a default value, right? You are not passing this 0, 1, 2. It is based on their position again. But if you don't want them to be 0, 1, 2 by default, if you want to change them, so this is where zip function comes into play. So for this, you have to have another thing, right? For example, if you have a name list, right? So let's say you want to make them value, right? So there should be another array that should be the key, right? So that's why, let's say I have a roll number. Roll number is equal to, let's say, how many names are there? 1, 5, right? Let's say 101, 103, 105, 106, 1190. Right. Let's say if I create a zip, zip, so I'm zipping them together, these two things. Okay. So we have a name list. So let's say I would pass the roll number first. So I want this roll number to be. So where do you use enumerate? That's what I explained earlier. So these are the tools that I'm explaining. Where you are going to use, it's your call, right? So you will be giving some problem. If you have a problem like this, or if you have one of the step in your problem like this, so you can use enumerate. See, I'm not telling. See, I have given example of if else to you. I have given example of, let's say you'll be using it for calculating the checking the even or odd numbers. You'll be using it to print the message if you're going to invite somebody on party. These are the examples that I have given to you, but it's not limited to those examples, right? Don't rely on my examples that where we, this is the operation. This is what these things do. That's what I'm here to tell you. Where are you going to use it? It's your call. It might be totally different from your solution. Let's say if you are solving problem A, and in that problem is somewhere you need to do something like this. So you can go with this. Somebody else can be solving in different way. There may be not be using this. So if you're asking me where to use this, so this is the thing that I am telling you. This is the operation that it does. This is the functionality that it has, and where to use it, it's your call. Whenever you have something like this, you can use this particular thing. Okay. All right. So coming to the zip, it is very similar to this enumerate, but yeah, if you don't want these default things to be in here, so you can use roll number in this case, and then I'll be passing, let's say, the name list. Right. So it is created with zip object. Once again, this is also a generator function. So to see all the values, you'll have to cast it into some other object. Let's say list or dictionary. I'm casting it into dictionary. So you can see here, roll number is the first one, and then second name list. So roll number has been used for keys, and the second one is used for value, right? The name are used for value. So 101, 103, 105, 106. So whatever you will be giving here in the roll number list, that will be done. Okay. The other thing is basically, let's say if you change it, let's say if you change it, and then the order will be, so name will be used for a key and roll number will be used for the values, right? So somewhere, anywhere, if you have this something like this in your mind, where you can use it. Let's say you want to do something, you want to go through two arrays, there you can use zip in the for loop itself, right? I'll give you some examples regarding this. Okay, so let's say you have name and you have roll number again, and you want to go through both of them together in a single for loop. Now how can you do this? That's only possible with the zip function, right? If you have to go through these two things in a single loop, so all you can do, there is something called tuple unpacking. Let's say if you have a tuple, you have a value comma 1 comma 2, and if you assign two variables, let's say x comma y is equals to this. So you can, so this first value will be assigned to the first variable, second value will be assigned to the second variable. This is called tuple unpacking, right? Now if you check the value of x, if you check the value of y, so these are the things. Okay, now this can be utilized in the for loop in order to go through. So you are asking for the example, so this is the example. So let's say I want to go through with roll number and name both together. So I can do like this, for let's say roll comma, for let's say r comma name. So roll number comma name in. Now I'll be creating a zip object, zip of name list. So first I will be passing roll number, not name list. Okay, because the first thing I'm using as a roll number. Now if I have created the zip, and then let's say if I print, I'm going to print only, not going to use it anywhere. So print r, let's say print r comma n. So you see, first one is being 101, and then in n there is name, in r there is a roll number. So this is where you can use it. This is one example. Now I cannot give you all possible use cases of this particular thing. You know the functionality, you know the how it works, and where you have to use it. It depends on your task if you can utilize this as something like this. Okay. All right. So this is one of the other thing that is zip. Yeah. So we have another in operator, right? We have another in operator. So let's say you have name list like this, right? Let's say you have name list. I want to check if some name is there in there or not. Right. For example, I want to check if Akash is there or not. Akash in name list. Right. So if I check Akash in name list, so it says true because Akash is there in the name list, right? You see, Akash is there in this name list. Now, if I find something, let's say Rohit is not there in this list, right? So it is saying false. Similarly, the not in operator is also there. If I use not in, so the result will be just opposite. For not in, if Rohit is not there and checking not with not in operator, it will tell me true, right? And simply, if I do, let's say Rohit or let's say Akash, since Akash is there, but I'm checking with not in, so it will give me false. So in operator will tell the presence of one particular element. And for example, you can also do this. See, A in. Now this is a sequence. This is an individual element. Now you can do this. It is true. Right? If you're finding capital A is there, so capital is not there, so you'll never get true. If you check for H is also there. If you check for, let's say X will not be there. It will be false. Okay. So that's the the other thing. We have in not in operator. We have min max. Okay, so in not in you understood, right? So there's another functions called min max. Let's say if you want to find the minimum value, right, into this, you can use min. Min is a function, and if you pass, let's say, roll number or any sequence, right, we have got the minimum value. Similarly, max roll number, so it will give the maximum value into that, right? All right. So this is min max function. There is an input function as well, right? There is an input function. Input input is a function that is used to take input from the user. Let's say you can just take this value. Let's say you are using x is equals to this. So here it opens a prompt to write something, right? If you want to write a number, you see in x there will be this particular number. Okay. In x there will be this particular number. Let's say if you even want to use your name, so there is only one function for string for all the different things as well. It will also be taking the string as well, the number as well, right? But the thing is, you can also print a message in here. Let's say enter your name, right? So let's say it asks enter your name. So I'm writing my name there, and if I see, so x is holding my name. All right. Let's say instead of this, it says enter your age. If I'm entering my age, so let's say, so it says that 26, right? So, but here the thing is, if you check the type of this, type of x, so it says str. Why it is str if I'm using an integer? So basically, whatever you input in this, right? So all that thing will be taken as an string. So no matter what you give, everything will be taken as a string. All right. So that's what it is. Okay. So let's say yeah, so that is this, and let's say if you want to simply change it into the integer, so what you can do, if you're confident enough, you can just simply cast it into the integer, right? Integer. And let's say if I'm entering a number, so now you can see that converts them into a number. And if you check the type of x, so it is integer now. All you have to do, cast it into a number. But the thing is, if you are casting it into a number and the user is not writing a number, then your program will cache. Let's say the user is writing some string inside it. And if you hit enter, you see there is an error in this case. So what is it trying to do? It is trying to convert this 7 GUI into a number, into an integer, and that's why this is the problem. Let's say if I pass int and inside this I do write this. So you see there is the same error, right? Invalid string, invalid literal for int with base 10, this particular string, right? So it is trying to convert this into a number. That's why it has got this error. Okay, so it's the same thing. So that's why you are getting the error. And basically you cannot convert this string into a number, right? It should be a digit first, then only you'll be able to convert. Now I will tell you how can you go away with this in error and exception handling. That will be taking care in some of the other sessions. So these are the pretty much useful operators and function that you'll be using on daily basis to make your programming easier. The other example of zipc, the functionality is the same, right? You can zip together two things in one, right? And then you can go through with them like this. So once again, if you have some functionalities to do something like this, or it is one of the step in your solution, right? If somebody is asking to do something and in that solution, let's say sorting it is not a single way process, right? There are multiple steps in sorting. So in one of the step, you can use for example, you can use comparison. In sorting, you're using comparison, right? So similarly, if you have some problem in that, let's use that example actually. So let me just have the data for that. Name is equals to Apple, Microsoft, and Google, Tesla. Let's say these are the stock names, and let's say their stock prices are correspondingly stock price is equals to, let's say in dollars, I'm just having a vague number, let's say $200, $356. Google having $598, and Tesla having $437. Right. So let's say these are the stock name and their stock prices. Now, if I ask you to tell me the name of the stock that has highest stock price, okay, so what you can do, there are some different solutions, right? You can find the index of the maximum number, and then you can find the index of the same in the stock name as well, or otherwise you can use this one as well. So as I said, it could be one of the step in your solution, or it could be entire solution as well. Whatever you want, the way you want to implement it. So this is how you learn programming. Okay, so let's say the way I want to approach it, because I want to use this as an example into this, right? There are some similar I would say there are some easier steps to do this as well, but yeah, I will involve this into this. So what can I do? I can zip these two things, stock names and stock prices. So if you remember, if I ask you to find the minimum number, or let's say maximum number in a list, right? So there can be a different logic for this. So we'll be combining that and this as well. So for, let's say, stock name SN comma stock price in zip. So let's say stock name comma stock price, and let's say print, right? So I'll be going through. So SN will be the stock name, and this will be stock price. So first of all, I'll be checking the minimum number. So let's say I'll be assigning the minimum number to one of these. Let's say anything, minimum or maximum. Let's say max is, let's say M is equals to maximum is this as of now. First number of the stock prices. So stock price or stock name. Stock price 0. That's the maximum, current maximum. and company. Let's say company is equals to which company has a higher stock file stock, so stock name of 0. So as of now, I'm assuming that the first one is the highest one, but I'll be going through all the numbers and then replace the maximum. Whenever I'll find another maximum, I'll replace it. Okay, so that's the logic. So what I'm doing, I'm going through all of them one by one, and then I'm comparing. If stock price is greater than the minimum maximum that I have taken. Right now, the maximum is the first one, right? I assume that first one is the maximum, but I'll be going through all of them. And whenever I find anything that is greater than this maximum, I will update the maximum. And side by side, I will also update the name of the company as well. So let's say maximum. So if SP is greater than maximum in any iteration, if stock price is greater than maximum, so I'll update the maximum. Here, yeah. So M is equals to the SP, the current SP, and also company will be the current company name, the stock name, so SN, right? And if you run this simple thing, at the end you will see which one has the highest stock price. So if you see the company, so it is Google, and if you see the stock name, if you see the maximum value of it, so that will be 598, right? So you can add any other data points and try with the same logic, you'll be getting the same thing. So this is one of the method where you can use it. Once again, you will see that this is the same example. With this one, it is exactly the same example. Here I am also using for loop to go through, but here I am doing some meaningful task. Here I had just explain you that how can you iterate with two things together, right? Here I am doing some meaningful thing after iterating as well. So this is one of the example. Let's say if somebody is asking you to create a dictionary of two things. Let's say if they give you list of name and list of numbers or ID, right? If they give you ID and if they give you their name, and if they ask you to create a dictionary, right? So either you can use some dictionary, there's something else, dictionary comprehension. Either you can use dictionary comprehension or you can use this enumerate function. And technically speaking, enumerate function will be much faster than your dictionary comprehension if you talk about in terms of speed. Okay, because this utilizes the built-in things. These are the developed by the experts itself. Right, so this could be one of the another example of this. Got it?
Yeah, Hakash.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just got the maximum out of it, right? So can you simultaneously sort the whole, both of them using zip? Can you do that? It's possible.
Yeah, talking about the sorting, basically using zip is not used for sorting. See, this is the only work of zip. What I have done, I have got the maximum because of another logic, this particular logic that I have chosen. I'm taking the first one as the maximum and then going through all of them. Whenever I find another maximum, I will update the maximum. This is the logic for maximum. It is not logic of zip. So sorting or any other thing has a different logic. Zip, it only does this part. It only combines two things together. That's it. That's the job of zip.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
So what I'm trying to explain is you can use this in positions like this. This is one of the positions where you can do this. There might be some other conditions as well where you can use zip similar to this. So this is part of the solution. It's not the entire solution of this particular thing. Right? Let's say the task was to find the name of the company having high stock price. Right? So in which the way I choose to solve it using zip, but zip is one of the tool in this solution. It's not the entire solution. Zip will not give you this maximum thing in this. Enumerate is still the same. Enumerate will have only one thing, and instead of the first thing, it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3. That's the same thing. It's exactly the same. Zip and enumerate are same thing. The only thing is that here you will pass only one argument, and the first thing, the keys, or you say the first letter in the sequence will be 0, 1, 2, 3 or something like that, the continuous number. That's the only difference between zip and enumerate. Okay, so it's like one of the other things that we have already going through. It's not any something high-fi, but yeah, this is just a something that you can utilize to write the small code, right? Same thing you can use. See, the same logic you can use somewhere else, right? With the using some other things, you can do the same thing. As I said, dictionary comprehension can be one of the other way to replace zip, right? But yeah, zip for dictionary comprehension, if you're going to use, you cannot directly use over here. For that, you'll have to create a dictionary object and then change it into some other things. So dictionary comprehension, that is something that cannot be used over here directly, but here you can use it inline. That's how you can use all these small things to reduce the line of code in your program. Okay, so that's the these are the pretty useful and operators and functions that you may know. All right.